Hey y'all, welcome back to our space to retreat, relate, and rejuvenate. And okay, I was busy this morning and it's not really morning, but it's like late morning going into afternoon time, but right before afternoon time. Anyway, I wasn't on track this morning, but yet I was more intentional with the time that I knew that I had. And that all started because I had to plan the night before. And we'll get into that some more. We're going to get into some challenges, into some systems, and into some things that we need to do to just set up our day. But as I was doing that this morning, I was going through my journal, and like I say, this guided girl prayer journal has been the process that I have had to take, and I don't even think I had to take it. It was just organically given to me. I feel like God helped me walk through this space and this time, my roughest time in my life when I was going through my separation and my divorce, as well as just transitions of going through the hard shifts of becoming a single mom of, my son with special needs, as well as, the transitions of carrying your kids' weight, going through that kind of season. But it's so interesting because I kept hearing people say that I never would have known y'all going through that, or girl, like that's real when people say you don't like what you've been through. It's so real. But it's because of only when you are intentional with your time. And I had to be as intentional as I could. When they say you come to the end of yourself, God has done seasons of breaking me down, humbling me, and bringing me to the end of myself because there's nobody and nowhere else to go but to Him. And we've talked about it a little bit on this channel, but talking about the emotions, the feelings, the things, and all that kind of stuff. But it has caused me to go to this space of a systematic process of how I approach God. And it's really all what we all seek at the beginning of the year, or just, and really in different times. And we really are looking for it every day because we out here just doing stuff. And we looking for places and we looking for spaces and we doing all these different things. But it has shown me that it is so important that we need to find a rhythm on how to see clarity from God. And I was just going through my journal and I was, starting with gratitude, like I do. And I was just telling God what I was grateful for. And every day it just seems a little different. Sometimes it can be shallow. Sometimes it can be really deep. Sometimes it can just like, oh man, one thing is written down and just continues to flow and flow and flow. And so then I started to just like, oh man, God, you've been doing your thing. It's showing me his track record. And then it helped me, to start asking some questions because, like I said, I started my day a little later. So situations had happened here. And so I was like, okay, I knew because of the intentionality that I had started with God the night before, but also, like I said, bringing it into today, I was able to, okay, God, this is happening for a reason. And I was able to ask him the right questions for today or for now. And so that's very important. I don't think we really understand truly how to do that. And so I really want to walk with us through that process, but I just want to give y'all a glimpse from today. And so then I started to give him my request. And my request became shaped on what was going on in the moment. And so it's like it just naturally gave me, okay, God, these are my questions from what is going on, but now I know now what to ask of you. And so then that's when I went into my devotional time with God in the Word. And I have just been stuck in Exodus. And not just Exodus alone, I've been stuck in Exodus 3. And I'm going to explain to y'all in another video why. But let me just give y'all some snippets on what I felt like God was showing me out of his word. And so I was reading, and it just helped me to see, like, we're doing too much. We're doing too much. We're talking too much. And so when we're doing too much, that's making us looking in the wrong spaces. And so when we're looking in those wrong spaces, guess what? Those are becoming distractions because it's not the space we're supposed to be in. It's not the space we're supposed to be focused on. And so I was like, okay, God, I hear you telling us that we need to um, have clarity to do the thing that you have called us to do in the moment or in the day. And I know a lot of us will say, like, whatever you can or whenever you can get that time in. I truly, he has just been bringing me back. Like I said to myself, it's like, I believe that time has to start in the morning. It also needs to start at night, like I said, because how you prepare your night affects your morning. And so, but in the morning, it's like you know how to have a different eye and perspective for the day that God has given you for a reason. And so it's very important that we do start our morning intentionally seeking clarity from Him. And then it just helped me to understand, like I said a minute ago, This is what we need. We need to create a rhythm, and we need to know how to seek God the right way. And a lot of these questions, as I was looking into Exodus 3, I was looking and I was like, okay, God, you've been calling me there, and I had company over yesterday, and these people we've been doing life with for forever, so he's his family. And one of them said to me something about how he was equating something I'm going through right now to Moses. I ain't got no space to run, y'all. But I'm trying to tell you, when you seek God, really what I seek is an intentionality in that he wants us to start our day with him. He wants us to prepare our eyes to see what he is already doing and what he has called us to do in that day, in that moment. And even when problems come up, because they're going to come up, they start up the minute we step up out the bed. It's like our eyes are already prepared to say, okay, God, what are you asking me to do in this moment? And then we can give him our request, and we can even ask even more questions. And it's this rhythm of just clarity, and it's a peace. And you start to not look like what you done been through, like for real. And it's like, so I was, like I said, been stuck in Exodus 3. Just been stuck in Exodus 3. And we are here really asking questions. I know we want clarity, and we need the clarity. And we are asking questions at the beginning of the year. We want to start new year, new me, seeking God and all these things. No, no, no. Some of the stuff we already been doing, just like Moses. Right here. In Exodus 3. Doing the thing already that he's giving excuses to God about. But like I said, we're going to get into that to another video. But it's just so interesting to me. I'm just going to deposit this real quick. It says in Exodus 3, meanwhile, Moses was shepherding the flock of his father-in-law Jethro, of the priest of Midian. Just right there. We already know later on God is calling Moses to go lead the people of Israel out of Egypt. Moses is already a shepherd of somebody else's flock. We're going to dive deep into that. But I just want to deposit that there. What are you already doing? And maybe we don't know fully how God is calling us into something bigger, for a greater call, for a people he has called us to, because we just haven't asked the right questions. We haven't stopped and been intentional in our moment. We haven't already thanked him for the things he's already doing. So therefore, our eyes have not been put in the perspective that he has already called us to. So that's just my challenge for us in this moment, y'all. I won't gonna stay on here long, but it's so much that I feel God calling me to do, and I feel he's calling us to do. And that's why I say this is our space. We have got to learn to pause the grind, plug into God, and pamper yourself, girl. And guys too, I got you. I've been seeing y'all, I hear y'all. But that's so true. It's a rhythm of intentionality. And that's how we see clarity. And that's how we're able to truly be the light of the world and to be the salt of the earth. We are able to go and literally speak into darkness as we're walking our assignments. We're able to preserve this earth because it needs some saving. But it's if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray. And we just gotta know how to pray. We gotta know how to seek God. We gotta know how to look for what he's already doing. So all right, y'all, I'm gonna talk to y'all soon. Stay tuned, because we're gonna get into this, because sometimes it's that simple. It really is. All right, bye-bye, y'all.